Laughter broke my skin like lashes from a whip. Red, hot blood flowed from my broken heart. I was dumbfounded by the words I prayed I had not just heard. Those small eyes must have kept Ling Ling from seeing the board. I turned around to see my classmate pulling his eyes towards his ears, and some kids around him red-faced from laughter. It was my freshman year of high school, and I'd asked my geometry teacher to turn the slideshow back one page. The teacher shot them a dirty look, turned the slide back, and that day went on. What happened in that classroom was simply the root of my pain. It was the hurt that I forced on myself in my head that tore me apart. I'm half Japanese and half white, but I look all Asian. Asians are expected to be docile, to be timid, and to be smart. And that day in geometry, I gave in to those stereotypes. I stayed silent, and I did not let those kids get a rise out of me. For what seemed to be an eternity after my experience, I was self-conscious about my eyes and my actions. I kept my head down to avoid attention. Every day, I fought the mental battle of not being myself for fear of ridicule. My turning point was on stage performing Japanese dance with the Shoujoji Japanese dancers, who I have danced with for as long as I can remember. I realized the beauty of the red kimono covering my body and the elegance of the Japanese culture, my family's culture, my culture. I felt a spark inside me, and I knew it came from my grandparents, who were stripped of everything and bused to internment camps because they looked like the enemy. My grandparents left the camps and went on to raise successful children. Neither of them let the horrors that they endured hurt for a second longer than necessary. They raised their kids to see the good side of everything and everyone, and they taught them to keep Japanese tradition alive. My dad passed those ideals down to me, and he continues to celebrate Japanese customs with our family. My family is part of the Japanese American Citizens League, or the JACL, which hosts a picnic every summer, where members and friends come together to enjoy Japanese food and have a good time. Music is loud, dance is meaningful, and math is the last thing on our minds. This spark helped me to understand that every ethnicity is beautiful and that stereotypes do not define a culture. And I try to light this same spark in others by embracing my background and by inviting my peers to Japanese festivals where I perform and where the bright colors, unique events, and bubbly attitude of the Asian children break through all the stereotypes. I share my experiences not with a desire for blindness to ethnicity, but with a desire for a melting pot of ideas and appreciation. Thank you.